recording on my end as well. We're both recording.
Yeah, beautiful.
So
Okay, so
shoot away.
yeah, great. So, hello everyone, and today we have Evangelia. I'm so excited to have her around because she will share with us lots of things, and she's amazing. I've been working with her for a few weeks now, and she's just brilliant. So, hello and welcome.
Thank you. Thank you first of all for having me. And you are saying my name like so good, like beautiful. It's an honor to be here and it's an honor to serve each and every one of you in the group and outside of the group. You can connect with me, you can send me a DM, a friend request, whatever you feel like to, because we are stronger together, right? You don't have to do it alone because it doesn't mean, we can, it doesn't mean we should.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you. Thank you so much. And today, obviously, we like to share a bit more about what you do and give us some tips and advice, and also to talk a bit about motherhood and how do you balance, being a mom and also being a business owner. So, shall we start with the motherhood journey?
Sure. Sure.
Yeah.
So
So,
the motherhood journey wasn't really as easy as I thought. Because when you think of, growing your family, you don't think you get any bumps along the way. And so I had two losses before I got my firstborn, and then I got another loss in between. Even though the doctors told me like, you don't have nothing, the hormonal lapses, everything good. They did say me in the first time that, maybe I need to balance my thyroid, but otherwise there was nothing wrong with me. There wasn't anything wrong with my husband. But regardless of doing all the tests and everything they told me, like in the medical world, somehow my baby stopped growing. So I was like, okay, I did everything you told me. It isn't working. You don't know the reason. So let's get to know what I know, right? So I got into my own wisdom and I did acupuncture because I studied Chinese medicine and herbalism. So I
mhm.
did acupuncture on a day-to-day basis and then also herbs. And I got blessed twice
Oh,
with the same. So yeah, that's the one part that I do. Like I really provide you because guiding you into the motherhood fertility is not a one size fits all, right? Because somebody
hmm.
can have endometriosis, another can have PCOS, another has unexplained infertility. So it's really tailor-made to have that support going. And that's just one section that I do and offer. Then I also offer that it's really overlooked. And I still see a lot of women that have postpartum anxiety, postpartum depression, feeling not worthy, feeling guilty. And that's all due because and I think I said this to you in a
Yes,
week
yes.
ago or something. I like to give it an example so people remember. So the first time you see the ring and it's like, wow, I'm getting engaged, right? So you're planning your wedding and you want that sexy dress, you want amazing flowers, you want to have it all top notch. Then you got the wedding, dreams, everything, and then you are like, okay, I want to grow my family. So you again make the nursery, the softest blankets, the whatever you can think of, like the best bottles, the best clothes, the best mattress, and then you go even further because you're planning your birth. So
Mm-hmm.
you want a water birth or you want to in the hospital. Um, but the truth is, even though we plan our, let's say, birth, in my case scenario, I left twice without my children. So my firstborn was left 5 days in the hospital, and my second was 8 days in the hospital before I could bring him home. So these are things that we don't think about. And when it comes, we get anxiety. So it's really important to have a postpartum plan, that roadmap to like, okay, you know what? And I give this example to a lot of clients of mine. They're like, I don't want really my mom-in-law or someone to hold my baby. And I was like, you don't need to. Like once you give birth, your mother instincts kicks in. So you can have like, that slinger that you have your baby here, it's sleeping, it's tied, it's to you. and I don't need to have it because it's sleeping or it's on you. You don't need to give your baby if you don't want to. But it's really important to nurture the mother because once we give birth to a mother as well, and that's also overlooked. And we are the most fragile. And it's the most fragile window of a
Mm.
woman. So it's really important to have the guidance and support and have that plan that nobody plans the postpartum area.
And it's so important. And so many times, we are talking about this. Actually, I remember even a midwife was saying to me, like, oh, actually, you have another 3 months after you gave birth that you have to literally look into it.
Yeah,
And
and
yes,
it is. You know what's funny when they tell when a guy has like hysterectomy, they need to lay down and they need to take rest. But if we gave birth, like only the whole body, then we also are leaving with a size of a plate, so 22 centimeters placenta wound. That's
yeah.
here, but because we don't see it, it doesn't mean we don't need to rest. And in
Mm,
Chinese medicine, they say 5 weeks in the bed, 5 weeks on the bed, and 5 weeks around the bed.
out. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. I love that.
So it's really important to nourish.
Absolutely. So you mentioned about the Chinese medicine. Let's
Hmm.
tell us more about that. I think I was so impressed with everything you do. And I think you actually show me, even if I've been coaching for like 5 years, and everyone's like, oh, find a niche and just do one thing and be an expert in that particular thing. And since I met you, I was like, wow, you do so much and you are so aligned with everything you do and so passionate about. And I was like, this is incredible. Like this woman, she's wow. So tell us more about the Chinese medicine, and then I would like you to share a bit of the tongue
Yeah,
examination
sure.
because
So I studied Chinese medicine and herbalism and nutrition, but always I had, like you can see I have my crystals, but I always loved my woo energy as well. But I also hold that for years back because I was like, I can't guide women in fertility or pregnancy postpartum or in their health challenges and show that area of who I am. But last year I was like, you know what, everybody talks about authenticity. This is one part of me, and this is what makes me even better because I blend my intuition, ancient wisdom of the herbalism, the oracle cards, like I have them here, and actually blend my spirituality with the Chinese medicine, with the herbalism. And that's something like you can make a blend of what you are because that's what makes you unique, right? It makes you what stands out in,
mm-hmm.
in such a saturated uh, social media and in general in the world. So what does it that makes you stand out? So in my case scenario, it is I got woo, but I also got Chinese medicine and I got herbalism. So I have blended that all and I made it my own. And that's why in the tongue decoding, so what I in Chinese medicine we love to a diagnostic tool is our tongue. And just by a picture of the tongue, we can see like our home is our forever home. Like our body is our forever home because it's the only thing we're going to live in for the rest of our lives, right? So if we don't nurture and respect that, it will reflect in our inner world, but also in our outer world. So the tongue is like I'm getting a peek inside of the window in your house. Like what isn't working? Is the electricity working good? Is the pipes working good? And that's really just a whole story because we're going beneath the surface and see like,
Mm.
okay, this is going on, this is going on. And then as the spirituality acts also up, I will give you rituals to do. I will give you crystals. So it's really a whole approach to what's going on inside of your body
Yes,
that
I
you are
love
even
that.
unaware of.
Mm-hmm. That's great. And I have to say, you helped me with my little ones.
Yeah.
And honestly, he was 2 and he's, yeah, still struggling, but he's much better. So you are incredible in what you do, which is perfect. And it's amazing. Do you maybe could share, is there a pattern? Is there something you usually see quite often in your clients when you do the tongue decoding? Is that something maybe related with anxiety or stress
Especially
in
in
general?
women. Yes,
Hmm.
especially in women, they have a lot of white tongues, so that really sees like, the cold feet, the gold hands, once you get around 1 o'clock, you're tired, the anxiety. So they have like even nightmares, they can't sleep. These are the most common things I see every single time when I see a tongue from a woman in
Hmm.
generally.
And
Yeah.
as a remedy for it, something super quick and impactful, is there something you could share maybe?
It really depends on, so one herb that I truly love and I always recommend it to a lot of women is Dangwei or Angelica sinensis in herbal form name. It's really about nourishing the hormones. So
Hmm.
also like Vitex, or you can have it in Chesterberry, another amazing herb to really the hormonal balance because we have a lot going on. And you saw my post yesterday, like I posted that yesterday. I have a program that's called, I called it Aphrodite Sanctuary, because I like Greek heritage, so I loved like how I can blend that as well in. Um, but it is about, we are, as you said at the beginning, we are a mom, we are an entrepreneur, we are a wife. We have so many things, and we are programmed to like, I need to put my kids first, I need to put my husband first, I need to have my household first, and then if there is time left, then I will nurture me. But you need to do it exactly the opposite.
Yes.
Like, right? Because you are running on empty and you're
Hmm.
not filling your own cup. So how are you able to serve, first of all, yourself? How can you serve your health? How can you serve your clients, your partner, and your kids if you are drained? And even by waking up, you have like, I like to say, like you have like so many tabs open in your brain. Like, I need to do this, I need to do this, and then you don't get things done. So one thing that I love, and I give this to my clients, is have a I provide them a ticker or a planner, let's say, and I tell you, like, you know what? I want you to write down 5 non-negotiables. And I also do this with postpartum because even postpartum is like, I have like, your hair is like this, and you have like hair all over milk, and and it's like, I want to take a shower, but I also want to scroll, but I also need to cook, and it's like,
Yeah.
okay, calm down. What are my 5 non-negotiables? What are they? First of all, my that I give you that, like, I will give you four because the first one I tell you what your first one is, and it's always grounding. So you're always start with grounding yourself, and then you have your other four non-negotiables.
Hmm. Hmm. I can relate so
So
much. Hmm.
yeah, because it's really like, okay, I didn't get that done, but it's okay, the world didn't end. We can do it
Yes.
tomorrow.
Even when you fly, for example, every single time when they are telling you in case of an accident, you have to put your oxygen mask first and then you have to help and support your child. So absolutely, you can help them unless you help yourself. And it's not from a selfish, point of
No,
view. It's
no.
not at all. This is where lots of my clients they misunderstood this, like self-care and look after your own well-being as a mom or as a business owner. And they don't want to be selfish. And I'm really like obviously explaining them like it's not about being selfish. And you mentioned about grounding. Give us maybe one or two tips. How, let's say for someone who never done it and they are really at the beginning of their journey, how they can start learning about grounding and showing up for themselves.
First of all, if you have nature nearby, I would say go in nature, close your phone, and really be present
Hmm.
there. Like, what I love to do is when I go to an area of nature, I love to walk barefoot. So I even put out my shoes and I want to touch the ground, touch the land, and really calm down. Close your eyes, breathe, clean oxygen, and really get in tune with your surrounding. Listen to the birds, and it isn't like it's been based also on scientific research. If you go walk out in nature, it's
Mm.
like you're filling your batteries. And
Yes.
that's so important. But if you don't have that, then I would say, pick a place in your home that feels comfortable for you. Like I like to do it after I drop my kids off to school, so I don't have my kids like mommy, 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 and have like my cup of tea. So I make my tea, but I make my tea with intention. So as I'm
Mm-hmm.
scrolling three times, because it's always the trilogy, so Mother, Maiden, Crown, and Maiden, Mother, Crown, sorry. So you always put your intention in of, okay, this is going to be a good day. And you drink, and as you drink, you infuse that because the subconscious mind doesn't know what's real or not. They don't know the difference.
Yeah.
So that's a really important thing you can do, like if you're at home or if you are in nature. Those are my top goes to, yeah,
Thank you so much. It's really, really helpful. And I remember first time when I learned about hugging a tree, the
I
idea,
love
I
it.
was like, yeah, and it works. It works. And when I heard it for the first time, I was like, okay, my mentality at the time, like this was a few years back, it was quite, low, let's call it that way. And I was like, what people will think about me? And as soon as I made the shift and I was like, okay, let me see what's actually happening, it was magic, like pure magic, like that energy, because obviously all the roots are in the ground. And even the kids, they love to take their socks off and they do
Yeah.
love to walk barefoot. So since we are really little, we know how to ground ourselves. So we
And
definitely have to
even
try.
a great way you can, first of all, always, because you're an outsider, so always when you enter nature, always tell them like, that you're there. And if the fairies or all the spiritual earthbound creatures, they know you. And a great way is also to, because like water flows, water always remembers. So you can put your hand and put it, little in the water. And
Hmm.
even it sounds stupid, but you can spit because
Okay.
your spit is your saliva, is it's your DNA. So if you do that into the lake or the river, which you have, they will remember you.
Mm.
But that's from the spiritual aspect. So, you can also bring crystals with you. You can take your oracle deck with you. And, as you're laying down, you're doing your breath work. And you want to, you know what? I'm getting goosebumps. So spirit is really saying like, yes, uh, and you can have your oracle card or your tarot deck, and then just tell them like, what is it that I need to know right now, right? So, and you start shuffling, or maybe you don't want to shuffle, but you feel like the energy, and like, okay, I'm drawn to that card, and you get the card out, and it's like,
You,
oh, okay. So it
you
gives you
make
like
it sound,
clarity. It's really, really not difficult, but it's taking baby steps. And so what I do it's both my sanctuary, my Aphrodite sanctuary program, but also my Back to Roots program mentorship. It's both, they are 1 year, but if you want, you can do it like for a minimum is 3 months, because if you do want to see transformation, it's always a minimum 3 months, 6 months and a year. But the price is so cheap that it's really a no-brainer to jump into the 1 year. And it's really about putting your self-worth, getting actionable steps that you can implement from day one and
mm,
build that up and have like that foundation. Because I remember when I was working and hustling on my own, and when I started working with a business coach, I was like, you know what? I have seen this transformation within a couple of months, what I'm trying to achieve in years,
yeah.
right? So people tell you like, yeah, but a coach is expensive. But if you really reverse that, how much time, energy, money do you actually spend trying to make it on your own?
Mm-hmm. Yes, this is the part they don't see, unless obviously they do need to see the value. This is what I'm always saying. Okay, bring value, make sure they fully understand what's the benefit for them to actually start working with you. And this is when they will feel ready and they will be like, okay, yeah, I don't want to. Do you want to see yourself in the same place, or what's going to happen in the next year if you don't get any support. Just make them think about that, and they'll be like, okay, I don't want to be in the same place in a year or even getting worse. So yeah, let me find some help, which is, yeah.
A quote that I always use is, what you're not changing, you're choosing.
Hmm. That's so deep and it's all right. Yeah, absolutely. So you
Yeah.
mentioned about your business. So I have to say, I know I spoke with you before. So whoever is watching us, if you send a butterfly to Evangelia, she will know you're coming from this community and she has some special discounts for you. So just send her butterflies, 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 and she knows you're coming from my side.
Oh, you're so great. And on the other hand, next week we have the full moon, the snow moon. Um, for the people who love to truly have that circle of spiritual women that really are connected and, releasing things that isn't serving, truly attract things we desire. And because February is self-love, you
Mhm.
are needed that you want to have that love. Like, how many times you tell yourself, I want the love that I give to my family, like I don't feel
Mm.
appreciated. So put yourself first and really write the things down. But instead of doing this all on your own and having like the candles, like there you have the black candle for banishing, the white for purity and attracting, and then we're going to have like also a pink candle or a red candle for self-love and self-care, because it's all about love this month. It's free. So if you want to have that, it's on the 12th, 9 p.m. Eastern European time. If you're interested into that, just send full moon in the comment section and I will send you the link. And if you have a friend that loves it, tell them to join.
I love that. So before I let you go, one thing, what's so important about the full moon? People might not be aware of it. Just tell us something that's quite, important for us to know.
First of all, the full moon, in generally, the moon energy is feminine energy.
Mm-hmm.
And our healers, our shamans, our witches, we were really into astrology, moon energy, herbal energy, and you hear a lot of times, I want abundance, I want this, I don't want toxic relationship, I don't. But what are you actually doing about it?
Mm-hmm.
And if you truly want to connect again with your divine intuition, then the full moon circle is like the first thing you should enter,
Mm.
because the transformation and the tips getting as we're doing it, because you first of all you don't feel alone and you're not crazy, but you will see shifts that you truly want to see. Somebody tells me like, oh, since I had the full moon, I also we make moon water as well. So moon water is also infused with the energy. I clean my front door with moon water. I clean my house with moon water. So I release everything toxic from my home, energy wise. We don't see it, but it's there.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really a great entry step to get into your spirituality and not being alone in that journey. And then once you have experienced that, you will maybe see synchronicities, like even angel numbers, one ones, four fours, five fives. And it's yeah, it's beautiful. You really get connected and taken back your power of your feminine energy that you truly have.
I love that. And thank you so much for being so open. And I love you. I love your energy. I love who you are. I love what you do. And I'm so grateful you enter my life. And thank you so much for saying yes to this project. And I'm sure we're going to see more of you because you're just incredible. And I can see we are aligned on so many different levels, which is great.
Beautiful, beautiful. I want to do one thing before, and I do this also with every time I close off. So what I want to do is you're going to pick one deck and we're going to shuffle and then we're going to close it off. So
Okay.
yes, yes. So we have, let's see, I have so many decks, honestly. Like, okay, I can't find my other deck right now. But we're going to do, you can do this deck for
Mm-hmm.
the Mystic Moon.
Mystic Moon. Yeah, let's do that one.
That's really quick.
I love that.
We're
Well, next week is going to be the full moon, so definitely I'm all about feminine energy, divine
okay.
abundance.
So let's get into that. Let's see what the moon and spirit wants us to tell right now. Let's see. Oh wow. It got also the full moon. Like really, look, full moon.
Yay! That's a good sign, I guess.
Yes, it is. So, completion. The full moon is a time of completion and fruition. And this card represents the energy of a job well done. Celebrate your accomplishments and take a moment to appreciate your hard work and the progress you've made.
Yay! Thank you so
So,
much. It's amazing actually, because I do have a big project that's actually coming next week. And yes, I think it might be that one actually. Oh my goodness
so
me. Thank you.
it's always spirit knows their ways to tell. And one thing I do want to close off, well, with two quotes though. Um, Relating to the card, it really tells you to appreciate the work that you actually have done because we are so focused on the things we don't have that we forget the things we do actually have and have accomplished. Doesn't matter how small they were,
Mm,
right? And my quote or my slogan in general is your biggest wealth is your time and your health.
it is. Oh, that's honestly, that's perfect to end this meeting, this interview. It's wow. Thank you so much for everything you shared and everything you do. You
You're
are
very welcome.
amazing. Thank you.
Thank
You're
you
a
for
beautiful
having me.
soul. Now you're more than welcome, and all the best. Everything you want, I really hope you're gonna, achieve, and you're gonna attract everything you really need as well, and you wish. And yes, and do a big, big heart, lots of
Thank
hearts,
you.
lots of love.
Yay! Hearts, hearts, hearts. Lots of love.
Thank you, Evangelia. Kisses and keep in touch, okay? All the best.
Okay,
Thank you.
bye.
Thanks. Bye.